Welcome to Art Lectio, a space where the enjoyment of art is restored to its original purpose, contemplation that leads to transformation. In each video, we will read what we see, reflect on its significance, respond with gratitude, and rest in the inspiration it offers for our daily lives. I invite you to join me in this daily reflection. A circular composition frames the Holy Family in a moment of striking movement. Mary, her body twisting with strength and grace, reaches for the infant child as Joseph gently offers him forward. Their gestures are dynamic, sculptural, figures carved in colour rather than marble. And behind them, a young John the Baptist gazes towards the scene. A bridge between the Old and the New Testament. Further still, 5 nude figures linger in the background, their presence ambiguous and their meaning mysterious. The sky glows in soft hues, the world tilts in perfect circle, drawing us into its mystery. Michelangelo presents us with a Holy Family unlike the serene, delicate depictions we often see. Mary is active, engaged. Her physicality reminds us that faith is not passive. She is not simply cradling Christ, she is reaching for him, receiving him, holding him up. Joseph, often a background figure in Renaissance art, is fully present here. Not merely a guardian, but an integral part of the sacred exchange. And this composition speaks of movement, of faith that requires action, of a love that is both protective and sacrificial. It reminds us that Christ was born into a real, embodied, physical family, into the rhythms of human life. The circular format reinforces this, the endless cycle of history, the eternal nature of God's plan, the unbroken unity of divine meeting humanity. Yet, the background figures stand apart, distant from the intimacy of the Holy Family. There's a lot of debate about these seemingly disconnected nude figures. They seem dislocated from the story that unfolds. But is it possible that this here is exactly what Michelangelo is doing? Classical bathers loiter in the background, and they evoke a world waiting for redemption, humanity untouched by grace. And perhaps this reminds us of our own moments of distance where faith feels foreign, where we stand at the edge of divine mystery, uncertain if we belong. And yet, the Christ child has entered our world, drawing near, making a way, calling us in. The Word became flesh and made his dwelling among us. We have seen his glory, the glory of the one and only Son, who came from the Father, full of grace and truth. Lord, you did not remain distant, but you entered into our world, into a family, into our humanity. Teach us to reach for you as Mary did, to embrace you as Joseph did, to prepare the way as John did. When we feel like distant figures, call us near. In fact, help us hear your calling, because you're already drawing us in. And let your love shape us, move us, transform us. Amen. I invite you to rest for a moment in this scene. Imagine yourself within the circle, perhaps as Mary reaching for Christ, or maybe you're Joseph offering him forward, or maybe you're John observing but anticipating. Feel the movement of the painting, the tilt of the bodies, the gestures of hands. Let its energy draw you in, reminding you that faith is not still but living, breathing, and unfolding. Where do I stand in this painting? Am I actively reaching for Christ, or am I observing from a distance? I'm struck by Mary's strength, the way she moves, the way she receives. You see, faith is not merely believing, it's engaging. It responds, it moves towards God. I want my faith to be like that, active, strong, unafraid to reach out. So today I will move toward Christ, perhaps in prayer, perhaps in action, perhaps in seeking His presence in the ordinary rhythms of life. Faith is not passive. Love is not still. The call of God is an invitation to movement. I will step forward. Hey, thank you for joining me for today's reflection. Subscribe to join me tomorrow and consider watching the clip on your screen for more inspiration. Let's continue this journey together.